Morning, Nicholas. Yes, Nicholas, you guessed correct. Eggs and coffee. Good morning, Amrit. Good morning, Ramesa. Good morning and welcome to East Coast Australia. It's about 7:30 a.m., 8 a.m. Just out in the nice peaceful nature, making coffee and eggs. Welcome. How you doing? Coffee. I think I'm going okay today, Amrit. Thank you for asking. The sun's still coming up, so it's all weird and mist weather here, so I reckon we just chill here in the peacefulness for a while today. But yeah, how are you all going today? How is your dimension, your world going? I hope that it's peaceful. So isn't it strange, like, the birds and stuff, it'll be really sort of intense for a second and then just drop out, complete stillness. Don't worry, I don't sleep in that tent. That's just storage. finish. Well, it's nearly the end of August, so technically, I think I may have survived another winter. Living in my own weird little siloed dimension. So if that's what passes for winter, I mean, that was the least cold one yet. It does. Australia is so weird though. It's like. So now that you think winter is probably nearly finished, September will probably be where the winter cold hits, and it'll just be cold for all of September. And then the spring break rains will come, and they won't stop. And then you think, and you say, as long as it doesn't keep raining till Christmas, then I'll be able to, packing up for the season, figuring it out, let stuff dry out. As long as it doesn't keep raining till Christmas. And then you're sitting there on Christmas Day and it's raining and you go, oh shit, I've just lost another 3 months, and another 3 months, and another 3 months. I mean, 15 years ago I was missing the time to germinate tomato plants. You'd look out the window and go, damn it, I was meant to start those tomato plants a month ago. And so now I'm here like the end of August going, okay, wait, September. Oh, man. The relentless march of time. So yeah, if you're ever watching a homeless person's live stream and you think, well, hang on a minute, that looks quite peaceful. That doesn't look too bad, actually. On that level, from that perspective and that angle, yeah, it's actually pretty cool. Wake up in the beautiful nature. Nice and peaceful. I wouldn't say tourist destination, but you know what I mean? Like, I live where other people travel to visit. It's kind of weird. People, travel to this area from the city in order to appreciate this. And I have the privilege of waking up in it. So it's quite confusing being a sober, sane, unhoused person who, I'm just bootstrapping my way up to an actual feasible life. Again, now that just saying, I've done the quest line of being a business owner, a small business person. Yes, I'll work for myself, but I've got no interest in trying to start up another proper, actual legal business. I think the pathway is slowly becoming more clear. And as I feel it is for just many people around the world, I don't know, it's scary, man. I have to try and remind myself that, like, I'm not a small child, I'm not Gen Z. Gen Z are very wise. It's not the 90s anymore. Kind of just sort of sitting around waiting for it to come good, and it's, like you're an adult. Build your own way in the world. We all signed up to the Polite Society Club, and, it was a good experiment. It was good while it lasted, but it seems to be falling over. But also, I feel that language needs to evolve a little bit more because the whole 6 years now that I've been existing in the digital realm, and then I even heard it again yesterday on a YouTube video as they were saying, real life is different to online life. There's not enough nuance in their language. In person, physical dimension, in person, yeah, that's different to digital communication. But this is not virtual. I'm real, you're real, we're both here. This is real. We're real people communicating through digital technology. Because this idea that this holds more valid weight than this is something that I no longer agree with. And when all of this makes less sense than the internet, then you know that there's something weird going on, man. I can have more cohesive conversations with flat earthers than I can with normal Australian citizens. And it's not them. It's the fact that everyone's still broken. I really do think that they did something. I think the collective trauma that everyone went through in 2020, and essentially I've not had to involve myself in day-to-day society too much since then. And then yesterday I was watching a few economics videos and stuff about my state. And yeah, it's a lot worse than even I thought. The snake is definitely eating its own tail. And so, in Australia, we're not raised with personal responsibility. Let's be blunt. When people like Kurt Metzger talk about how Australians just roll over because the government pays all our bills, that's a fact. I'm not saying it's a blanket fact, but as a shape of a citizen population, that's Australia. We don't know what to do. We're stuck between like British politeness and stiff upper lip. And then we've sort of got that American vibe of like, well, hang on a minute, we can't let the government run everything. And so as a country, I just feel we're very, very confused. And so I look to Americans to learn from. Australia, and then we all realized that, like, wow, well, I'm just saying, the perspective of Australians, a lot of Australians, we're so far removed that really basic stuff's really hard for me. I'm not joking. That's the idea behind show by showing. Everyone's flopping around in the mud because we don't know what to do. Nobody's doing anything. Yeah, if you don't have any homeless shelters and there's no money going into frontline services, you either get this or, you get the 1,500 people gone in a year. But yeah, this idea that, society will correct itself eventually, I don't think that's going to happen. I think waiting patiently as a protocol isn't going to work. I mean, it's not like I've been idle. But I think I kind of thought that, if I keep chugging along, then reality might sort of come around and, meet me at some point. But I don't think it's going to. I think just, head down, foot on the accelerator, and just keep accelerating out of the skid until I'm well and clear. And only then. Because it's a very simple sequence. It's not an outlandish life plan. So where I'm up to now is I'm ready to begin the fetch quest to procure my Category A identity document, so then I can actually have a, your birth certificate thing. Get that, and then just start leveraging that against everything else so I can get all the IDs. I still think it's so dumb, Government issues ID. It's in my wallet. But that's not ID. I went through this 20 years ago. That was why I first went and got my citizenship certificate printed out. Like 20 years ago. The first time to get my license. And so just more and more, in Australia, we never really had to pay attention to state law versus federal law. We're a federalized nation. The states and the federal, they just kind of bicker amongst themselves. It didn't, unless you're doing weird, quests, if you're buying property or if you're running a business or something, okay, sure, you probably realize that there's a difference in state laws and federal laws or whatever. But for most of us, we kind of just bumble along. Laws are laws, okay, whatever. The only laws that aren't laws is when the Office Works car park tries to give you fines on your car or something. They're like, no, that's not a real fine. They can't do that. Don't pay that. Don't take my advice though, because again, that's just no one knows anything. We get given fines and we don't know if they're real fines or not, so we fucking pay them. And so, yes, the federal government knows who I am. They're fine with my identity. I have a Medicare card. I have my... And yet the state government are like, no, we're going to just need you to start from the beginning. And fun fact, so like this is where just riffing, with the Google search bot is kind of fun. So to get, as I said to the search bot, I need a reprint of my citizenship certificate. And it said, yeah, you don't get reprints. You just apply for a fresh output. Like, okay. $280. And I said, no, has that gone from $70 to $280 in only 15 years? And it went, yep. And it listed the price increases. 2019, it went from here to here. 2022, put an extra 100. And you're like, what the fuck? So yeah, to get your category A document printed out, $280. And so the sequence pathway for that is the classic. My GP has known me for over a year, so they are able to sign the stuff. So I'll have to, slowly wrap my head around getting the forms, getting them printed out, doing the photos, doing the doctor's appointment. Magically make it go to the people paying money. And then it seems like they want to deliver it by registered post, so I might even have to try and get it delivered back to the GP. Who knows, but it's a whole thing. So yeah, that is the current quest for the GoFundMe, which I forgot to put the link in the description. But yeah, it's just strange to me to sort of be in Australia working out that, like, the only thing to do is move interstate. But see, like, that's where it'll be fun. You and me, and we can all go and have a look at stuff. It's just it's difficult trying to figure out, well, not figure out, but you've got entire societies of people out there saying, okay, how you be more healthy is you go and spend more time in the fresh air and nature. Okay, check. I bet you there's probably something about eat standing up. It probably does something to your guts. I'm just saying that they make up everything. If you do this way, it'll be better. If you do it this way, oh, look, okay, well, here I am. I'm in the forest. Got the fresh air. I got the freshly cooked eggs with the butter. I got Himalayan pink salt. Pour over coffee. Look at that. They're even free-range eggs, for what it's worth. My loyal 15-year-old service cat is over there, sitting peacefully. I'm trading as early as I can with society and the community. So I don't know, man. Am I losing at life, or am I winning at life, or am I just existing, I suppose? It's not about winning, I'm just, it confuses me. Confuses me to be sitting in the forest while people online and in person, they show genuine distress that they're not spending more time in nature. The value and weight of that is apparently important. And yet I sit in nature for 3.5 years, and then people say, why are you sitting in nature? Yeah, the neighbor has arrived for breakfast. Oh man, you go. Oh, I can't even see it. Where'd you go? Zoom in. I just tip the oops, just the leftover food and stuff. I'll just tip that there, and then they all come in. And then the magpies and the ravens, or whatever it is, the big blackbirds. Crows, ravens, I don't know. They're impressive. But yeah, so a little gang of magpies will be trying to fight off the raven. But I was watching the crows or the ravens. Yeah, see, like the ravens were coming in and picking up an entire bread roll and flying off with it, and then coming back getting another one. So that's kind of cool. It's like I'm doing my own little food distribution network. Yeah, Ninja Cat has come up to. Oops. There we go. Oh, hey Ninja. Let's turn around, see the cat. Hey. Whoa, it is very misty over there. Alright. Just finished eating the eggs. And then we're going to take the grand audience of... Oh, welcome. I was going to say, you ruined my joke, but thanks for turning up. The grand audience of Zero, and we'll go and look at the mist. Okay, I know, yeah. I love it. That's the eat your eggs alarm. Go me. You try and tell people that everything takes longer at camping. Hence, show by showing. Keep pushing with the morning routine. Still having my bone broth stuff for the physiotherapy work and stuff that I do. Apparently it's meant to be good for building new muscle things, myofascial. Human body is so bizarre. You can't tell me that I don't live in a Skyrim dimension when I'm literally standing here mixing up white agaricus mushroom and shiitake mushroom and beef bone broth into a potion so I can consume it in order to improve my health. And if I wander out that way, there are real toadstools. Proper red amanita mushrooms. Get the vitamins. Multivitamin for all the weird stuff. Fish oil that Google keeps trying to insist to me doesn't work. Don't give a shit. Shut up, Google. L-tyrosine. Make brain work good. Is that what it says on the front? Neurotransmitter support. Yep. That's one of the brain work good ones. Or just one. Sunshine in a bubble. D3. Because you can live outdoors and still not get enough sun. Turmeric and ginger because it's winter for immune support. Last one, L-theanine. That will be another one of the make brain work good ones. And so the eggs provide dopamine precursor, like whatever, dopamine precursor ingredients. The butter is the fat necessary for the fat-soluble vitamins to be absorbed. The bone broth is for, what's that for? The collagen? I don't know. To rebuild my muscles with cow muscles. And then the stack for repair and support, winter immunity, and make brain work good. Now that I'm thoroughly exhausted from doing all of that. The mist was going away. Now it's come back. Let's go do Kermit the Frog in the Mist vibe. The fucking desert chair. Yeah, that's all wet. Can't sit there. But again, you know, like, hell. The state is, you know, completely welcome to, like, I don't know, even pretend to be doing something about the homeless people. Like, or, you know, what am I supposed to do? I'll live here while I try and grind up the assets. I'm serious though, for 2 full years, I managed and safely disposed in entirely legal and socially appropriate ways my own black waste. Two full years I was in that location. They would have left me there with no water, no black waste disposal, no nothing forever. And then we had to evacuate for our lives in the middle of the heat wave, well, the second heat wave, after we pretty much didn't survive the first one. We evacuated, and there was nowhere to evacuate to. The bushfires were only 3-4 miles down the road. But there were no heat shelters to evacuate to. So we came here. And that was the first week of February. And now we're still here, just engineering broad, solid foundation, you know? Get in the vehicles, figuring out the sequence. Just, gotta sit here and just, like, do my own thing. While any other people that do even bother to, acknowledge I exist. Because if you want to get real, none of these people have met me. You've met me. These people haven't met me. Whoa. Ninja Cat just took off at a rapid rate of knots. He's coming. No. Okay. We have our first good citizen of the day coming to enjoy the picnic ground. Maybe? This person drives like me. Decide where you're going after you're going. What the hell, man? Yes. Literally just came all the way down around, stop, turn around. First weird thing of the day. Let's hope they're checking Google Maps. Yep. Yeah. If you go down that track, it's fine. But that one track doesn't come out anywhere until way up around the other end. So you go down that track for ages, and then you start freaking out, and then you stop and you check the blue dot on the Google Maps, and you go, oh wow, I'm only 30% of the way. And then you turn around and come back. Because it doesn't even come out the other end of the forest until the next town. Like, you end up out some other place. Oh, here we go. What is going on? It's a green P-plater, so sure they're fine. Maybe. What the fuck, man? Weird shit so early in the morning. notice the resolute insistence to, like, not. I don't know. It's Australia. We used to just, like, holler at each other. But I try to learn now. You know, I could have called out and said, "Where are you trying to get to?" And then I could tell him which track to go. Because he's clearly doing the Google Maps like we all do now. And it is difficult because there's all these little tracks through here that. See? See? Now he's going off down that one. If he goes down that one. Oh, I think my phone battery is going to. If he goes down that one, that goes down around the other side and spits you back out on the main road. If you go down that one puts you out on the main road as well. If you go where he was going, man, he would have needed a tent. But it's kind of fun, you know, you sit and you're like, everyone's doing their own little quests. I used to get confused why they would stop. Then I realised they're just checking the Google Maps. How to plug this in. And then plug it in just so I can say goodbye. There we go. Alright. But see, it's basic stuff like that, you know, with the PTSD. And see, I do good now. I can assess the situation better. I mean, it's always better when it's like a peep later and then you see a very skinny person get out. I feel confident that my dragon shout would work on them. Now let's sit and just reverse engineer what the hell that poor kid thought they were doing. They came down here, so they've come in from the main road. They've come down and in. They went around, stopped, come back. They were going to keep going in. Then they stopped. Then they went off over that way. Presumably to put them back out where they came from. And then they'll hit the bitumen again and be like, oh my God. And then on they'll go. It really kind of... And because here is a map marker on Google Maps. There's a toilet here. So it genuinely does feel like other players just come and open up the map. They might head diagonally across from, like, you know, town to town, and they think, what's that dot? And they'll just come in, do the loop, off they go. I try, I mean, other than, you know, the fact I live here, I'm just saying, I try to be an ambassador for parks. I tell people, bring the kids out for a campfire in the day. Some people do. It's perfect. There were people here last week had tiny little toddlers. I suppose I will try to find the wrench. It's here somewhere. But I won't overwhelm myself trying to do it. I can find the wrench and I can unscrew the cooker off the empty propane bottle. And I might be able to make it into town later today to get that filled up and pick up a couple of small parcels I have waiting for me. And also try and take this trash over, like that. Oh, that box, that's trash. That's the breakfast pod, but yeah, that's trash. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate your support in the grand mission that is my life. My GoFundMe link is all over my channel if you feel called to. Assist with the quests. Super appreciated. Genuinely could not be doing this without my digital community. Don't mind me, I'm just saying now I'm already switched on to the non-aware hypervigilance. It's just a car driving past on the road. But you know, the first car's been weird. So now I'm primed for weird. It also does amaze me though, like how functional other people seem to be so early in the morning. I mean, that was a young person, so, you know, fair enough. They have the vitality of life on their side. But see, like, oh, here's a new car. They got the little roof racks on, but there's no bicycle hanging off the back. I presume they're here for the bike riding script. Ah, dog walking. If there's no bicycle hanging off the back of a little sedan, then they're probably running the dog walking script. So then, like, random dogs just come through and... Hang on, I better get this off. If you don't want somebody else's dog cleaning your fry pan, don't live at ground level. But they come through and just eat all the cat food, which, you know, whatever. But this dog last week, it came through and ate all the cat food, and I had a rotisserie chicken sitting there in the bag, sealed, from the night before. So it was trashed now, and it was just sitting there. And the dog just picked up the bag like like it was in a movie or something. It picked up the bag by